Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining in. My name is Arif, and today we'll be looking at 27 Excel shortcut keys that you can use to be more productive at work. I'm basically using Excel on Microsoft 365 platform. So, number one is access the ribbon using the Alt key. Once I hit the Alt key, you will see all the alphabets on the ribbon. Say I would like to access the Home tab. I'll click the alphabet H, and then if I would like to merge, I will Alt H, and I would like to merge, I will hit the alphabet M. Likewise, I can choose the option that I want. One of the best thing is there is a range of possibilities with this single shortcut key. Well, you can possibly make a note of the option that you use the most from the ribbon key and just use those alphabet right next to the Alt key. Now, the second one is format as table. So I will select the range, and now I will click Alt, H, and T. This will basically give me a lot of options to choose from, light, medium, and dark. I can choose the one that I like. And now the third one is creating a table. Let me select the range again, and I will hit Control L. This will basically select the range F1 to G6 and will ask me if the table has headers. If it has headers, then you can just give it a check mark and then click OK. So basically, it'll turn this into a table. I will undo this option for now. The next option that we have for now is adding a date stamp and a time stamp. You might want to keep a track of when your sheet was last updated. So let me just quickly add the date stamp using control semicolon space. I would also want to add the time at which my sheet was updated. That is control shift colon. That's about it. And the next one is auto sum. That's alt equal to. If I would like to say I would like to have a sum of all these, then I will use alt equals to. This instantly recognizes the range above the formula, and once you hit enter, you will get the total. The more traditional way is to use sum, which is a little tedious and time consuming. So I prefer that you use alt equals to. And the next one is creating a new line in existing cell. This is one of my favorite shortcut keys. Say there is something that's written here already, and I would like to go to the new line. I'm going to edit the cell using the function F2, and now I hit Alt Enter. This takes me to the new line in the same cell. Let me just quickly write something as call this. So this way I can add a new line in existing cell. Insert the next one is inserting a chart on the same sheet. That's Alt F1. If I would like to insert a chart, I will select the range again, and I will hit Alt F1. This will insert a chart on the same sheet. As you can see, I will just resize the chart, and I can have right next to the table if I would like. And now the next one is adding a new row or a column. But select a row and then hit Control plus. This will basically add a new row. Likewise, you can hit Control minus to remove the row. It's similarly for the column. Just select a column, hit Control plus to add a new column, and Control minus to remove the column. Now, this is an interesting one that is called as the flash fill. So, say we would like to have the name from these email addresses. We're telling the system, I would like to have the name from that particular email address. And now I will just select this range, and I will hit Control E. System understands that you're looking for a name, and it gives you all the names present in those email addresses using the flash fill. This is now the next one is find, with which most of us are already familiar. I hit Control F, and you can just type anything that you are looking for. I'll type Shift Enter. It'll find me all the options, and say I find all. It'll find me at all the places where this option is present, and I can find next, and go with this option again. And now the next option that we have here is find and replace. So I hit Control H. Say I would want to replace this with all caps. I will say replace with SHIFT with all caps, and I can replace it for a single cell or everything that's present within the sheet. The next option is edit selected cell. This is one of my favorites again. The typical way in which we generally tend to edit the cell is double click, which is time consuming. Uh, you can simply go to that particular cell and hit F2. Now this brings it in the edit mode, and you can begin typing in that particular cell. Now, the next one is format cells, control one. For instance, if I would like to format these numbers, I will hit control one. Now, this takes me to the number format. Say I would like to have it at two decimal places. I'll select two for decimal places and then click OK. So it will actually change the range with two decimal places. Next one that we have is navigation in Excel using control and the arrow keys. So I can use, now I've come to the top left of the sheet using control top arrow. So what I can do is use the control down arrow and the control right arrow to navigate, as you can see, rather than the traditional scrolling, which takes a lot of time. So you can do this using control along with all the four keys. Data selection. Now, the next step with the navigation is selection along with the navigation. So we generally navigate using control arrows. So what I'm going to do is hold shift at the same time. So I will hold the keys control shift, and now I will press down arrow. This selects the entire column, as you can see, the B column. Now I am going to hit the right arrow. This will again select the next column. So this helps us with big selections rather than using the mouse and scrolling through the sheet. The next one is undo and redo. That's Control Z and Control Y. Say I just cut this using Control X and I paste it here, and I would want to undo this option. What I just did, I want to put that back in the table. I will hit Control Z, it goes back. But then I realize I would actually want to put it back in the place it was. That's called as redo. So that'll be Control Y. That's undo and redo. Now the next option is selecting the entire column. So I have the cursor basically in B21. So let me just select the entire column. I'll press Control space. Now this selects the column B. Now the next one, that is 21st. If I would like to select the entire row, I will have the cursor basically in B21, or the selection in B21, and now I would like to select the entire row. So I'll press Shift space. This selects the entire row. And the next one is to be able to insert a hyperlink. That's Control K. So I'll type in Google. I would like to insert a hyperlink. Once I click this word, it should actually take me to google.com. So I will attach or insert a hyperlink for this particular word. I'll press Control K. Now here I will type www.google.com and then click OK. This is, as you can see, it's turned blue and underline. So this basically tells us that the hyperlink is being inserted for this particular word. Once I click this, it takes me to google.com. So That's about the hyperlink. And the next one is to see formulas. If I would want to see the number of formulas or all the formulas that I have in my uh, Excel sheet, I can use control backtick, or also call as the left quote. So now this is basically situated or found right before number one on your keyboard, or just above the tab key on your keyboard. So let me just press control backtick. Uh, as you can see, this is the formula that I have currently on my sheet. Because I've chosen to see all the formulas that are present, I press control backtick again and it changes back to a number. Now, most of us are familiar with is the next option, that is select all. If I have the selection under the table and I press Control A, this will basically select that particular table. But if I have the selection outside the table and I press Control A, this will select the complete sheet. Now, going to the next one, if we would like to toggle between the worksheets, you can use Control Alt Page Down and Control Alt Page Up. Something to remember is to make sure that your num lock is turned off, because if it's turned on, the page up and page down keys won't work. So let me just make sure the num lock is turned off, and let me use Control Alt Page Down. As you can see, this has taken me to the next workbook, and I would like to go back, so I will press Control Alt Page Up. That's about toggling between the worksheets. And the last option is paste plain text. If you copy a number that has a formula, and if you want to copy the formula and just the number, so you can use Control Shift V. As you can see, this basically has a formula. So I will copy this, Control C. I'll come here, and instead of using Control V, I will be using Control Shift V. Control Shift V. As you can see, this is just a number along without the formula. And that's all for today, and see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Have a good day.